Hey everyone, this is Seb. If you're watching this, I'm guessing you kind of know a bit about me and why we're here. But I'm crowdsourcing a new project of mine called CaviarDrip, which is like a recommendation engine of sorts for various types of media. So I'm trying to raise money for the first batch of content, and today I just wanted to show you a bit what it is because I've been kind of pushing the crowdsourcing, and maybe it's not concrete enough for a lot of y'all. A bit about me is like I started a jazz blog in 2009 when blogs were actually cool and social media wasn't a thing and Spotify wasn't a thing, and kind of ran that for a decade. And the goal was really to promote younger musicians who weren't getting the coverage that we thought they deserved. And that kind of, yeah, that came to an end 2019. That was a big part of my life for a while. And it's been on my mind to like maybe revive it. But I think like, I was like 23 and, like kind of just starting university and I'm a very different person now. And I find maybe my interests have broadened a lot. So from the idea of like reviving this jazz blog came of like, well, we could talk about like so much more, and I think now with like AI and vibe coding, which isn't a popular term, but there's so much we could do, so I just want to run you through the prototype, and just so you get a better idea of like what caviar drip is about and kind of like my thinking behind it. And so this is basically it, and the idea is like only things we love, and it's like all the content is curated by actual humans, and the writing is really the product, So I want every recommendation to be like something that an actual human loves, and then they're writing like 2 3 paragraphs about it, and they're writing these love letters to this content they love, and I really want the writing to be like New Yorker level, for lack of a better word, but like top quality. So you can basically like if you're kind of just bored, you can come here and like just like be reading these short blurbs about different things. And like that's good enough as a product in itself. But the other layer we're adding to this is like it's also like a recommendation engine. So I'll get to it in a second. But I've been finding just like in general, kind of, on Netflix or Prime or whatnot, there's an agenda of sort. There's kind of they have incentives to push certain shows and other, let's say, older shows where the renewal is coming up. Like it's in their interest to have less views, so they renew at a lower price. Just like as an example. So I've just been finding, I know there's a lot of great stuff on these platforms that I'd seen in the past, and now they're just not showing up for me anymore, and it's the whole like finding content fast. Like I can spend like half an hour going through Netflix and like the UX isn't good, and it's not easy to find things, or I can go through like these never ending blogs and kind of or like I'll go through like best of lists, and I've seen all of this stuff, but I'm like cycling through these lists of things I've seen, so the idea is really like how do we get you a show to watch, an album to listen to, or a book to read as fast as possible. So basically this is like the homepage, and it's fully responsive, so there's also a mobile version of it. But if we kind of go back to Netflix, let's just do that one. So here on your left you have your categories: watch, listen, read. And then I'll show you Netflix because it's one of the cool ones. So you kind of just click Netflix, and then right here your cards show up with like shows, and eventually like there'll be user profiles where it'll kind of learn what you're into, and it can send you emails when there's stuff that drops that's in line with your taste. So basically this is like an example. Like the first show coming up is Chef's Table, which is a show I really really like. This one actually I wrote a little blurb, but basically you have um, the poster, a bit of information, a title, again, like 2 3 paragraphs written by a human of like why they love this and you should watch it. And then we've like incorporated the trailers. Um, so if you're interested, you can kind of look at the trailer quick and see what it's all about. And then next is like the next recommendation, and but like the thing that kind of makes us a bit different, and I think is very cool, is we've added the swiping from basically dating apps. So you can kind of swipe right, love, and swipe left, dismiss, or you can kind of click. The swiping's a bit better on mobile, but you can kind of just click love or dismiss, and it'll kind of reshuffle the things below. So let's say I don't like chef's table, then it's showing me Spirited Away. Okay, I really like this, but I've seen it. So I swipe right, and then it's like I'll kind of constantly reshuffle all the stuff that's below. Um, and again, the goal is for you to find things quick, so we can kind of like do music, listen. Mad Villainy, a great album, but I don't want to listen to that right now. To Pimp a Butterfly, even better album. Um, Sure, I really like that. What else does it have for me? Bitches Brew. Okay, maybe the recommendation engine still needs a bit of work. These are all kind of just demos, but you kind of get the idea. So you can kind of like, I don't know, I want a cerebral book to read. Um, so we have Murakami, uh, Solaris, and it's kind of, you kind of just play in that. But the idea is really, I don't know, a Japanese TV show. Um, Drive my car, and it's really that, like, I could slowly spend the time to read these really high quality blurbs by humans and great quality writers, um, and they're the ones kind of curating the content and pushing what they really love. So I think that's it. I think that was a kind of a good little demo. I think y'all get a good idea what this is about. So the website, the crowdsourcing page is up, caviardrip.com. I guess I could show you the caviardrip in one word.com. Um, and what we're doing is there's a raffle for the first 100 backers, but also um, I don't know. It's a joke. I thought it was funny. Maybe people didn't think it was as funny as I thought it was. But we're selling seeds for the seed round, so you're paying your donation. You'll receive a little packet of seeds in the mail. Just because I thought it was witty. I thought it would work better. Still to be determined. But yeah, I just want to show you where the money's going. So like we need the funds to fund the first batch of content. Like if this thing's empty and there's no writing, there's no point of it really. So we're hoping to sell at least 100 packet of seeds, and then that'll go straight into the hands of writers. I have some exciting people lined up actually for this, which I don't want to reveal anytime right away. But so yeah, so basically, like your money goes to paying people to write these blurbs about these things they love to kind of push culture that uplifts people. So yeah, hope we see your name in the backers list, and thanks for watching this, I guess.